off chilly on this April 21st, 37 degrees outside. A live look right now at Times Square on this Sunday morning, 7:27. Glad to have you with us.
This week, of course, we have all been glued to the television. It's been riveting, captivated by the developments out of Boston following the Texas fertilizer plant tragedy and, of course, learning about the attempt to poison Washington leaders. What a week it has been. And the question now, how do you explain such horrific headlines to your children? Well, Dr. Gabriel Kaplan is here. He's got some advice for us. Dr. Kaplan, Medical Director of Behavioral Health Services at Bergen Regional Medical Center. Good to have you with us, sir, this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Pat.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It really has been a difficult week, and in this day and age, there's no way you can shield your children from social media, just peers, from all that's been happening. And kids can be overexposed to this.
Absolutely, and you made a very good point. Although we've had some recent events that are really very difficult, overall, we are, as a society, much safer now than ever before. We live longer, we have the magic of technology, but occasionally, whether it's man-made or nature, we have these very tragic events, and it's almost impossible to shield kids. They're going to learn it from social media, they're going to learn it, and it's a much better thing for children to learn it from you.
Exactly.
And we parents are very, very good about protecting our children. This is our best thing. We just go for them, we try and protect them, and that's our best skill. So these types of things that we talk about are just to validate parents' usual gut instinct, which is very good.
Exactly.
And essentially overexposure is an issue because the magic of TV and constant viewing, we are glued to the TV, as you said. For kids, it's very difficult to understand that this is just one event because we have different cameras. Kids might, especially young children, may interpret this as this happening over and over again. It's very important to reassure them that it's only one event. Usually try and get them off the TV, turn off the TV, and explain to them, talk to them, and ask them what their questions are. And keep things very simple for the younger children. That's very important.
What if, you know, the parents who do try to say, turn off the television, oh, it's just a movie, it's not happening close to you, you don't have to worry about it. What are the dangers of saying that to your kid?
Well, one of the things that you want is you want your child to trust you. And if you lie to your child, even with the best intention, then they learn it in school and they're going to question you. Well, Mom, didn't you tell me that this was? And so it's a very good thing to hear them from you. We need to know as adults that things are going well. So when the city of Boston was shut down and we knew people were in charge, we were reassured. We need to reassure our children also that they're loved, that they're safe, that we're going to protect them, and that we're here to help them and to love them and kiss them and hug them, and you don't need any excuse to do that with your children.
Never need an excuse, can't get enough of that. But there does come a point, I guess, when you have to say enough is enough. I mean, we were riveted. We couldn't get enough of watching because it was unfolding before our very eyes, reality TV, if you will, at its best and its worst at the same time. When do you say to your child, this is enough, you don't need to know any more than this? And I know it depends on the age of the child as well.
Well, I think that obviously with younger children, you're much in control. You turn off the TV. When kids go into that preteen and they want to question, maybe this is not the time to get into all the discussions about good and evil, especially when things are really uncertain. But we also need to ask ourselves, are we coping well with this? Because we need to know that we feel secure. If kids pick up that we are frightened, that's not a good thing. So if we're not coping well, talk to friends, talk to other people, make sure that you're in good shape before discussing this with a child. And if you're really overwhelmed and you're having a very tough time, sometimes talking to a mental health professional also helps.
That's great advice, Dr. Kaplan. Really, all of it. Thank you so much. Very insightful, very useful, and helpful information. Thank you, sir. Pleasure to have you here. Contessa?